What's going on, everyone? Matthew GS here. I've been itching to do this video, but recently I've been under the weather, so I was healing, and also I was waiting for something to get delivered, and it's finally come. So I'm very, very excited to share that with you. It is actually a book giveaway, so make sure you do stick to the end of this video, and I'll share exactly what that book is. I hope everyone's doing well, and I just wanted to first of all say thank you very much for 100 subscribers. So I've met my first goal, which is really good. So I appreciate everyone hitting that subscribe button. And with this milestone, that's why I wanted to do a book giveaway and also share with you a topic that I believe that not many people know about. Okay, I listened to Kevin Trudeau's Your Wish is Your Command. I've probably listened to that like 1,000 times. And in that audio, he talks about our brains are a transmitter. They can send and receive signals exactly the same way as a radio does. Now, when he first said this in the audio, I was a bit like, what is he going on about? Like, I don't believe that. That's just nonsense. And he said that he learned that information from Napoleon Hill's book called The Law of Success in 16 Lessons. I actually haven't read that book yet, but I do believe Kevin's teachings, because after he taught that to me, I started to experience the brain receiving and sending signals. And I'm going to give you around 5 examples. Okay, so the first example, I was on my bed and I was just about to go to sleep. And all of a sudden, I just had this thought, this memory of a joke about someone. It wasn't like anything bad. It was just a running joke between me and my mates, and it actually made me laugh out loud. I was like pretty much crying with laughter over this joke, right? So I just laughed myself to sleep pretty much, and I woke up and I had a message from the person that we had this joke about. And like I said, it's nothing malicious, nothing, not a bad joke whatsoever. And yeah, I had a message from him. I was like, whoa, I was taken back. Like, I was like, I just had a memory of you like last night. That's a bit odd. And this person, I haven't spoken to him, or I didn't speak to him in like, I think it was like 2 or 3 years or something like that. And I had him on Facebook, but he deactivated his account. So it wasn't as if I was like seeing him on a day-to-day basis. Like, I hadn't seen him in 3 years. And yeah, just had that memory of him. And then the next day he'd sent me a message. So I thought, that's a bit weird, must be a coincidence. Told my parents, told my brother, and I was like, so odd. So didn't think anything of it, right? Then another thing happened to me. And this is someone that I was always in contact with. And what happened was, I was driving my car and I hadn't spoken to this person in, say, 3 months or 4 months. And all of a sudden I started remembering all these things about this person and what we'd done, and all those good kind of memories. And it was really bizarre because I couldn't stop thinking about that person. And then I just tried to think of other things, but it just wasn't working. I was getting these really strong feelings again, like for this person. And then about 30 minutes to an hour later, that actual person texted me, and I was like, whoa. And that's the moment when I started to believe, like, right, okay, our brains are actually transmitters. What Kevin was teaching is actually true. Okay, so that was number 2. Then number 3, I went to a restaurant and very, very friendly with everyone in the restaurant. And I just went to basically something happened. There was an incident that happened. It was very early on in me going to this restaurant. Some incident happened. Police were called, and it didn't get out of hand. It was just a few handbags getting thrown around, basically. And that was it, basically. Didn't think anything of it. And then 7 months later, I went to the toilet in that same restaurant. And when I went to the toilet, all of a sudden I just had a memory or flashback to that incident 7 months ago. And I was like, oh, right, okay. Well, I wonder what happened there. Like, I haven't heard anything since, kind of thing. I come out, spoke to one of the people that was working there, and I said, oh, do you remember that incident happened 7 months ago? Like, what happened with that? Oh, we just had a phone call from the police today. They said that today they had a phone call, and I had that thought in the toilet. So it's like our brain, like I've just come into that area, and our brains are like not talking with each other, but just sending and receiving signals with each other. And yeah, I just picked it up, and that was very, very I was thrown back by that. But at this time, this is the third time this happened to me, I'm kind of getting used to this. Like, our brains are like talking to each other or sending signals and things like that. I'm getting used to this now. So I was like, right, okay. And I told my brother about this because of the first incident I told him about. And he was like, whoa. Then when I started telling him these other incidences happen, he started to believe that this is true as well, right? And then the third one, he was just like, it's just like a normal thing now, right? And then another one was, I was driving a car, and I just thought about this person I haven't seen in a long time, like a year and a half, very, very random, just thought of him, and don't know why. And I was like, oh, I wonder what he's up to. I wonder how he's coping with lockdown. I wonder what he's up to these days, and all this kind of stuff. And then that was it. And then when I drove to this place, the restaurant, picked some food up, I walked out the restaurant, picked up the food, walked out the restaurant, and he's standing outside the restaurant. And I said hello to him. Didn't have time to have a catch up with him, but just said hello. He said hello, good to see you, and then went off. Like, I haven't seen him in like a year and a half. That's the first time I've seen him. And on that day, it happened within an hour. That I thought of him, and then I see him like an hour later. It's just, so I'm used to this now, like with our brains sending and receiving signals. So now that this has happened to me like 4 or 5 times, I was like, right, I want to learn more about this. What Kevin has, how he learned this. I want to learn more. And one last point was actually, when I told my brother about this and he was aware of this, it actually started to happen to him. So I'll just give you one example. There has been a few other things, but I'll just give you one because just because of the length of this video, I don't want it to be too long. But he was walking near a train station, and he's walking up the road near this train station, and he just had a memory as well of this person that he hasn't seen in a long time. And he said to himself, that's a bit weird kind of thing. I don't know why I had that. And he looked at this car, and car drove past, looked at that person, and it wasn't him. Then he told me the next car that drove past, he looked in that car, and it was him. It was the person that he just thought of, that he hadn't seen in a long time, drove past, and they both see each other. I think they had eye contact. So it's like our brains, like I said, that it's like a radio sending and receiving signals. But to me, the way I think of it as well, it's like a wireless router. And the router is receiving signals and sending signals as well. So I wanted to learn more. And Kevin Trudeau actually said that he learned it from this book called The Law of Success in 16 Lessons. Now, I have this as an ebook, and I think it's 1,170 pages. It's a big old book. And I was waiting to get my hands on the copy of these books. And I thought that I'll get myself a copy of these books, and I'll also get another copy of these books and give it as a book giveaway. And we'll do a little test. When I say test, it's just to find out if you can guess where I was born. So if you can leave a comment in the comment section, and if you can guess correctly where I was born in London, I will send you a copy of The Law of Success in 16 Lessons. It actually is, I had to do it in 2 parts because it's 1,170 pages. So it's actually 2 books. If you go onto eBay, they're selling for like, some of them like $1,000 or more for the original 16 books. So this is supposed to be 16 books, and I've managed to get it in 2 books. But just going to quickly show you the section about the brain sending and receiving signals is actually chapter 7, called Telepathy: How Thought Passes from One Mind to Another Through the Ether. Every brain, both a broadcasting and a receiving station for thought. So that is where you can learn about the brain sending and receiving signals. And I'm really excited to start to read this book and learn more about this. Just quickly on this book as well, if you do get your hands on this copy, you need to get the absolute original one, made in 1928. There has been re-editions. There's a 21st century edition. There has been multiple copies made that have been taking information out, spelling mistakes and things like that. You really want to get your hands on the absolute original copy to get all the nuggets. And one last thing about this, what happened was, I mean, I'm no expert in this, so I'm just sharing what Kevin taught. He said that when Napoleon Hill was assigned to interview and research the wealthiest people in America at that time for 25 years. It was a very, very long project. And he put together this book and he released this book into the public for the very first time. The public was getting this information that they'd never heard before of how the wealthy have got so wealthy and all the secrets that the top percentage of people in America or the whole world were using. It was put out to the public, to the world, and there was rage, I think, between the top 1% or whether it was, and they said, you need to get this book off the market ASAP. The public cannot find out about this information. So what happened was, this book, legend has it, they actually pulled this book and they done a watered down version, which is called Think and Grow Rich, which is very, very popular these days. And that is plastered literally everywhere. There's been a movie made recently for Think and Grow Rich as well. I wonder if it's got any of these lessons taught in the original book, but that's what happened. Think and Grow Rich was released and it's the watered down version. A lot of the stuff in this book was taken out because they didn't want the public to know it. So that's a little nugget for you guys. So yeah, competition time, just take a guess where I was born in London, what hospital, I was born in London. You need to give me the hospital name. There is more than 50 hospitals, I believe, in London. There's probably a lot more now. So if you guess correctly, I will send you the copy of these 2 books anywhere in the world. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, I will send it to you. It's 1 guess per person. And if you make another account after this date of this video is posted, I will delete and reject that answer. So it's good to be back. And thank you again for subscribing. I'm going to do another book giveaway on 1,000 subscribers. And that book currently is not available on Amazon or eBay. It's literally only an ebook, but I'm going to get that made into a hard copy and give that away to you. So appreciate you watching this video. Hope you got some value from it. And I'm excited to release some new content very, very soon. Thank you. Bye.